Hoi hoi chummers, this is Dan the GM, and I'm bringing you Season 2 of What the Dice. This season, 5th edition, Shadowrun, homebrew. But we're not here to talk about me, we're here to meet the players.
Hi, I'm Jared. I play P. Dexter, a petty Deckard who has a score to settle.
I'm Ethan. I play Cypher, the street samurai with questions to ask.
I'm Tizzy. I play Voltage, and it looks like we're going into this face first yet again.
Hey guys, Nightland here, and I play Sparkles, that satyr that has a pocket full of dynamite and a booty like how? Listener discretion advised. Content warning level green. Standard Shadowrun subject matter. Foul language. Sex, violence, drugs. For all of our content warning, none of these subjects go into graphic detail, but it is involved in the story of the episode. Listener discretion advised.
The camera fades in and we find ourselves in a stuffer shack. The ground has got a weird stickiness to it that only Stuffer Shack seems to be able to produce. Overhead, we can hear the cheesy music that is piped in. It is quieter than usual, probably because the attendant behind the counter, whose feet are up on the desk and our eyes are glued to a comlink, has turned it down. Our eyes slowly scan. We see vending machines and cooler cases and rollers with hot food and heating boxes with the hot and ready food all prepped. We hear the doors slide open and we look over. Our nondescript elf is walking in. His eyes look tired. He doesn't seem to have a pep in his step as he grabs a basket and begins to sort through the different aisles looking for things. Salty snacks, sweet snacks, a refill for his soy calf maker. After gathering up everything, he walks to the register, and as the first item is reached out to be scanned, we hear the crackle of the static coming from overhead. Whew, well. How are you doing, everyone out there in the Matrix land or airwaves? I'm not sure how this hacking's been working lately. I know I started out as a Matrix hidden show, but I've been hearing reports that somehow my words have breached the Matrix and are found randomly hidden in airwaves. Usually when I hack into the Golden City's broadcast towers and use them to bounce around. Wonder if that's a side effect of the tricks I'm using. Well, that's neither here nor there. And the more I tell you about how I do, the easier it will be for them spiders to come and find me. Speaking of finding, it seems as if all runners have found themselves in a sticky situation. Seems like the Johnson wants the team to steal an old car, new car, from an ex-wife. Man, like I said before, if you're a runner and you want good money, Gilded Lovers, they got the scratch to pay extra. But you might get backlash from one of the other groups. It's hard to say. Divorces are never fun and they're never easy. And when you get a runner involved, well, now the law has nothing to say because it's all done in the shadows. So let's see how our runner friends handle this situation, shall we? As the scene comes into play, we see this familiar sushi house in the back. The runners are sitting as we hear the staticky hum of that white noise generator. The team has been graciously given the back room by the Johnson, who is wanting them to do some planning, or they need to finish their planning. So we will come back with y'all. What do you want to do?
So we've downloaded blueprints, we've checked out, and we know the place has, what was it called, a security. Hold on, I'm reading my notes while trying to talk at the same time.
We know that she should be out of town.
Yep, she has a kid. Kids.
We also know that they hire or control type guards.
But it's only one dude there.
Should be, yes.
Platinum Star Security. Yes, that's what it was. They're also military trained only, or they are like ex-security, so they have experience. They're not rookies. Now, what were you going to say, Voltage?
I was gonna say, the car in the parking garage itself, we do have a parking pass for, but we still have to worry about the cameras there.
Yes.
Which, Dexter would be hopefully able to get into and either pause or destroy or whatever he feels necessary so that we're not seen.
Alright, so nice little sum up. And I believe we last left off with us stuffing our face full of sushi and having some fun drinks. So after probably my character's full, she's gonna be like, alright guys, so what's the plan? How are we doing this? As she pulls up the blueprints.
I'm going to lean in and take a look at these blueprints as well, because I want to get a lay of that garage.
See where the security guard is, and maybe it'll tell us where the car is. Like, is it in spot A or D or whatever?
Hopefully the security footage will have that.
Yeah, maybe you can remote hack it now.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I think Dexter needed to do some hacking rolls to see if he can actually get into the security feed right now. And
So what I'm thinking is we need to try to distract the guard, right? Or if that's an issue. Ideally, we can not have any contact with him whatsoever, get in and get out. We're trying to avoid violence. So even if just one person or two people steal the car, I don't think we need to send in the whole team, because I can hack from the outside of the building.
yeah, that is true. And you're right, we might not even need to talk to the guard, but he also might stop us and be like, what are you doing?
Well, we have a vehicle and we have a parking pass. So we can drive into the parking deck and drop off whoever's going to steal the car and then drive out.
My only worry with that is if an incident were to happen and news got out, the last car to arrive before shit went down is the car that went in first. So I guess you would solve that problem with the camera, though.
Bingo.
Awesome. So I could park elsewhere in the parking garage as long as there's not specific parking for each and every spot in there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right, so there's got to be a parking spot that is for anyone, but
I'm sure
we
there's
also need
guests.
to get a better look at the parking pass to see if it has a particular spot, and then we also probably need to call it Johnson if this particular spot is for somebody in particular. And I don't want my truck to go away.
That's fair. I was thinking you wouldn't even leave it there. I mean, you take it in, park, and then you could leave after like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, like drop us off or whatever, like we're guests visiting a friend.
Or throw a tarp over you in the back of the truck bed.
Do any of y'all know how to drive?
Nope.
No,
Brilliant.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think the tarp is going to work, guys.
Okay, well, maybe we can try and figure out if there's like some kind of protocol. Looking here, I'm guessing this is a gate that can be... There's definitely a little guard station right here. Okay, so is the ground level the penthouse parking lot?
Nope.
Is that what we're confirming?
You would know, especially you would know, penthouse parking is going to be probably on the higher floors.
Okay.
And we know that this car is in the penthouse parking portion of the garage, correct?
You know that it is owned by someone who's in a penthouse.
Okay, so we don't know if that car is on the same level as the penthouse.
It would not, because it's a parking garage. The penthouses are separated.
Okay. I heard attached, and now I hear separated. I'm just making sure.
So have we yet decided who's actually driving the car out of the garage?
It sounds like it's gonna be me, and I'm just gonna have to leave my car there.
Anybody else can drive?
I feel like if we're not under pressure, someone can drive your truck out of there fairly easily. We don't have to have skills when it comes to driving. We can may be able to just... I don't know how it works in this.
You can
So-
default on certain skills, which is basically...
Okay.
Okay, so is the only person who can drive Voltage?
No, I can drive.
I know how to drive.
Well, yeah, I know you know how to drive. I know you have a truck. Okay, so we have two drivers. So one of you guys can drive the car in, hop in the other car, and drive it out. Is the basic game plan?
That is as basic as it gets. Yes.
Okay, well, looking at the blueprints, I mean, I'm guessing that's like a little gate station where you have to like punch in or out or something. Anybody else agree with that?
Sounds like it. Yep.
Okay, so should we ask if there's like a little code? Since, you know, Mr. So-and-so hired me to go use this car to like pick up whatever, you know, and we just type in a code, or are we gonna have to like physically check out with the security guard?
That is a good question.
Can you hack them and see if you can figure that out? Like maybe like protocols on whatever, turn in a ticket and then it like raises the bar for you to like drive through, you know, like airport whatever's. That's at least what that looks like to me. So I was curious if there's a way for Dexter to hack and see if there's like a protocol, or if we can just punch in a code and out we go. We don't even have to talk to the security guard.
Right, he would just be able to hack into the system and have the gate or whatever it is lift open to get the second car out.
Right, or something, sensor malfunction, and just like, whoop, right out. We don't have to talk to the guard, and what is he gonna do? Chase after us? Hey, wait! Right?
Right. So the parking pass that I would have in the truck, it can go in and out. You're talking about the
you
second
have a
car.
visitor pass, so your truck doesn't matter. It's this fancy-ass car.
Which I'd recommend having Voltage driving that car. Might look a little weird having a big old troll driving out in a fancy car.
I mean, there's troll butlers and drivers. Just saying.
True. I mean, I might be able to pass as a butler.
We can dress you up nice. Get you a suit. Don't you? Wait, you have a suit. See, you could totally be butler material.
Alright. Why am I taking the car out for a spin, though?
If he hacks the terminal, you don't need to answer that question.
What's the answer if I have to answer that question?
Getting it detailed.
There you go. That's a good answer.
Detail work? I can accept that.
You gotta keep your lies simple. So we're trying to do this tomorrow night, right?
I don't think there was a timeline, but sooner the better. Because of the weekend, because she's out of town, yeah.
Well, so I want to try to get hacked in, maybe set myself up a little back door to get back in easier, and I want to see how they rotate, how they patrol. I want to kind of just get a feel for what they're doing. Intel.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Go for it.
All right, so you are on the public matrix, and you are going to try hacking into a private matrix server, is what you're planning on doing, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we're here, right? Not anywhere else.
Yeah, we're still at the restaurant.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
I don't know, the way he
do
phrased it makes me worried. You're on doing this public thing on a private thing. Makes me be like, no.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, I just want to probe it and see, like, how is this gonna be difficult to get into? I mean, they have good security guards, so do they have good security?
Okay.
Watch, they cheap out on their internet.
I mean, maybe.
You're not wrong.
All right, so you are going to jump into the matrix here?
Yeah.
Hot sim, cold sim. Let me rephrase that. Are you doing a
Cold.
full dive, or are you ARing it?
I'll do a full dive because we're here and I'm already seated.
All right. So, first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a +2 since you are going hot sim. But you're on a public grid, so you are losing that bonus. So you're running straight off of your normal numbers.
Okay.
Are you planning on running silent, where things are going to be harder to backtrack onto you?
Absolutely.
All right, that's another -2. All right, so first thing, jumping into the matrix. As you plug into your deck and the world around you digitizes, and you find yourself sitting in this digital representation of this room. The modelers clearly took all the time in the world to make sure it looked exactly as it is. Even to the point of there's digital sushi sitting on the bars. So now
That's
you
cool.
now you need to get this other grid.
I mean, do you want me to roll a matrix search?
Mm-hmm.
6 hits.
Is that with the -4?
One hit.
One hit. It takes you a lot longer than it should have to get through this host and onto the major matrix and making your way to this parking garage. There's a lot of noise going on around you, and the constant static-y and spam of just the matrix in itself and AA districts are pretty bad when it comes to the advertisement. As you get through into the AAA corporation zones, it makes it a little easier. Spam is less intrusive for people that work on the matrix. being in this area, you do have to pay that premium for it, though. Well, you don't. You're in here. You're able to find the parking garage, and you see several icons that pop up, be it comlinks, MP3 players, computers, cameras, cars, motorcycles. Everything in the Matrix has these icons just constantly popping up around you. Now, you can enter this host and see what's going on, or you can probe around this way.
I kind of want to keep looking around and see what's in this area. See if anything. I'm looking for mainstays. I'm looking for something that's here that's not moving or doing a whole lot of moving around. So like cameras. I want to see if there's phones or, like you said, MP3 players that are stationary in this building down on this level.
All right, go ahead and give me another Matrix search. Well, no, give me a Matrix perception. I'm sorry.
5 hits.
With 5 hits, yeah, you're seeing a lot of... It looks like they have an entire built-in music playing system that is probably playing some kind of smooth jazz or something soft and gentle to drown out the hum of the busy streets below. Security cameras, as well as a couple other things. And then you catch something a little different. It's a camera icon. Well, several of them, but they are constantly around. With a longer study of it, you notice that these are actual drones that they have incorporated into security.
This is what I was worried about. Okay. Let me probe the sound system. Can I try to hack into that? I don't want to do anything to it yet. I just want access.
You would have to access the host itself. Right now, you're kind of like looking through... I guess the only way you can say it is you're looking through a glass. Like, you cannot interact with these, you're just seeing the icon. If you want to actually hack any of this, you would have to enter their host.
Got you. Okay. I don't want to do it from here. We met the Johnson here. This wouldn't be a good idea. Okay. That's all right. I'll log out for now. I want to try to probe it again in a little bit, but I'd like to get somewhere less public.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be eating sushi next week and someone come tap on my shoulder and be like, hey, get up, come with us. So I'm going to log out and relay my findings to the party and tell them there's probably a drone system. Well, there is a drone system, not a probably.
Do you know how many drones did you see while you were in there?
I didn't count them, I'm not going to lie to you. Quite a few. I didn't want to keep poking around from here. I didn't want anyone following me back to this place.
That's fair.
That's fair.
All I did was look. I didn't touch.
So when you try this again, how hard do you think it'll be to get rid of those drones?
Can I roll a knowledge check of some type, Dan, to see if I have any experience with them at all?
Drones?
Yeah.
As a decker, there's a couple of things I'll give you for free. One, there's 2 types of drone operation. There are drones that have drone operators or drone riggers inside them, or you have them as dog brain. Now, dog brain, depending on how much they put money into it, could be as simple as it is literally just recording and running it's basically a glorified Roomba, to ones that actually understand threat response, and then every gambit in between. Those might be a little bit easier to hack if you find their slave node. The other option is you find the drone operators and put a bullet in his head, and then you don't have to worry about them. If there's a drone rigger, the minute you enter that drone, he will know, and there will either be cyber combat, or he might just release black ice, depending on how extreme he wants to go, and if they can afford the black ice to operate in that manner.
Okay, well then I guess I need to know if we need to go shoot someone in the face.
Not supposed to be shooting people right now.
Well, he's not there. We're not doing violence there. He might not necessarily even be in the building. He might be at an off-site location. We can shoot him there. It's totally fine.
You know, I can't argue with that logic.
I don't know what could go wrong.
What? Was that callous?
No, it was just the right amount.
Hey, there you go. We don't kill him. We'll just shoot him with stun rounds for you, so you can record it like you wanted to originally.
Oh no, I think we should just shoot him. I'd be willing to torture you guys for fun, not a stranger.
I feel so loved.
Well, we'd get paid at the end of the day, so I wouldn't keep all the profit if I electrocuted one of you.
Are we allowed to electrocute you later?
I have a weak constitution.
So not as
I don't think that...
high voltage then.
Fuck it, I'm in. Yeah, we can try it.
That worries me.
Okay, hold on. Somebody just offered my assistance. What are we doing now?
I think you volunteered to be shocked.
Oh, I can handle it.
I
There
mean,
you
that
go.
is your name after all, right?
Absolutely.
M is for mid.
And R is for roll.
Hey, everyone, this is Dan the GM.
And Nightland.
And of course, this is the mid-roll, where we interrupt the flow of the show to tell you a little bit about what we got going on.
And what we got going on is specific shout-outs to our patron over at Patreon.
So we want to call out Lady Lumi
Ethan,
and a Relic for helping us keep the lights on.
we love you from the bottom of our hearts, and if you're curious or you want your name on that specific shout-out on our mid-rolls, head on over to our Patreon and give us a little love.
And if you're curious on what that is, it is patreon.com/whatthedice.
And now, to get down to business on our mid-rolls, we like to give out shout-outs to our other lovely homebrews or other podcasts that have earned our love. And this week is
Osmopunk.
P is for Perception.
Aye, did you know you can upgrade the reactor on our ship to a toroidal Series 3 turbofan model?
No.
I mean, it's only slightly exploded, look.
No. Ladies, we've got a job.
Oh, thank God. I don't care what it is. Just please stop vetoing my engines.
It's some kind of advertising job for our Cosmopunk show, it looks like. But it's got to be quick. It can't be anything longer than 50 seconds.
Flyboy, set a timer for 50 seconds.
No, we've already started. The timer's going to mean a damn thing.
Oh, it'll give us a rough idea.
Hang on, I didn't agree to be in an advert. Well, it's too late. You're already in it. Besides, it'll be over by the time you get your fat coyote butt out the room.
Hey, you're fatter than I am. Oh, stop arguing, you lot. I'll do it. Cosmopunk is a Starfinder actual play podcast focusing on character-driven storytelling. We're 4 friends from the UK, and occasionally more than 4 friends from not the UK. We play homebrewed stories for the crew of the Leica 7 set in Paizo's Starfinder universe. Follow the adventures of 4 alien mercs as we get into trouble and the far side of space. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and check us out at cosmopunk.net.
Wow. That was actually really good.
Oh, right. So if you want to check them out,
Go ahead and look down below for a link in our description, giving you all the lovely information to go stalk them and show them some love.
with that, we want to also wish everyone a happy New Year's. We're a little bit early, but, we release on Fridays. But seeing the New Year's is right around the corner,
We wanted to announce a special episode every year. If you've been following along and been with us from the beginning, thank you for that. Thank you for staying. We will have a special episode for our 4-year anniversary.
So, with that, don't forget, that will be released same time, but just on the 1st of January. And that's it. That's the mid-roll. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And if you want to help us out, please remember a rating, a review, a comment on our YouTube. All of that helps us grow. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts and from the bottom of my cold GM soul.
Now, it's not a cold GM soul. It's warm and toasty down there.
No, hell even freezes if you get too far down. So says Dante.
Yeah, well, what does he know?
Anyway, thank you so much. And as always,
May the dice gods bless your every roll. Okay, so what's the official plan? You said you need to go somewhere and do other hacky hack things?
I need a quieter network, and I don't want them following back to this place.
Alright, so as she kind of motions vaguely, where are we going then?
so here's the problem with that. The quieter the network is, the more you have to be in the host. If you can be in their host physically, it would be the most beneficial to deck for. So
Okay.
that means actually getting a hardwired connection into their host, or at least a node.
We can play janitor.
I mean, we have a parking pass.
Yeah, and is it like a one-time use?
You know, that's a damn good question.
Do we know if the drones are operated by an outside source guard, or do we know that it's this guard that's there that's operating the drones?
No. Short answer, we don't know. As he said, they could be piloted or they could be just Roombas.
Right, okay.
I didn't go poking around lest I alert someone. Yeah.
Is there a way to see if there's any type of maintenance request been sent out by that building yet?
Ooh, good idea.
That's thinking
nice.
Great idea. Guys, I think we should take this party maybe more to like a Decker bar or in that vicinity. If you guys know of a bar near a Decker bar, I can go get to work while you guys chill.
Rolling street knowledge. Ho!
Would I roll Golden City knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 hits.
Okay.
3 hits.
With our 3s combined.
So, as the two of you kind of put your heads together and think about, Decker bars in the area, things of that nature, both of you kind of remember a really small, hole-in-the-wall kind of place. It is in the basement of an old video game shop that sells only vintage games that most people kind of ignore except for your classic hardcore gamers.
Okay.
There's only one way in, and it is via a keyboard hidden inside the gaming shop. The Decker's bar is known as Alt F4.
All right. So after mulling around, being like, well, there was one on. What is that? Oh, wait. What about Alt F4? She's looking at Voltage as they're the brainstorming ones.
Yes, I remember where that's at.
Yeah, that might be the perfect spot for Dexter.
Yes, absolutely. We should
All right,
head that
cool.
way.
You guys want a VTOL there? My treat.
Certainly.
Yeah, sure, yep. I don't have to pay for it. I'm in.
I kind of brought my truck here. I don't want to leave it here.
That's right. We can all fit in your truck. To your truck.
My treat.
Up.
Let me guess, I'm sitting in the back, aren't I?
I'll sit back there with you. You ain't got to ride alone.
I'm just going to look around and just nod with a smirk.
I'm big enough to pick you. Hey, wait, are you good to drive with that knot on your head? Yeah, teach you to smirk at me, won't it?
To the Batmobile.
For that.
You're welcome. And that's
So-
actually what my character says. To the Batmobile.
TM?
Anyway, so there's a fairly long drive going from this corporation area to the lower areas and then outside towards the urban zones. So you're seeing more neighborhoods, less buildings, and you eventually pull up to this small, rinky-dink little comic book shop or gaming shop that's literally just the game shop. There's no real distinctive features for it besides it's an older building that's been around since who knows when that houses and seems to mostly deal with vintage games. As you walk in, it's a bustle. There's classic arcade games being played. There's people talking about comic books and cards. There's even a handful of tabletops that are being played. So, the question, since you both figured it out, and neither of you are Deckers, you kind of are going off of this a little blind. How do you want to figure out if this is indeed the place?
Anybody know? She'll look at Voltage going, do you remember how to get down to Alt F4? I just know it's in this game shop.
Hey, while you guys figure this out, I'm gonna go check out the comic books.
Okay.
Oh yeah? You gotta get another book of the Porcupine Trials?
Yeah. You know, I will hit you in the head with something. And I mean hard.
While those two are bickering and threatening each other over comic books, I'm gonna spin and look over at Dexter being like, okay, I know that there's a Decker bar here, I just don't know how to get into it. It's called Alt F4, so you can either ask or you can deck?
Yeah, Dan, can I look around and see if there's any nodes that are visible in VR?
Full dive, or are you going AR?
Just AR.
So, as you kick on your AR vision, something doesn't look right. Besides the technology on people, there's no nodes. The cash register has its own node, but it is hyper secure as it should be. But there's no indication of any type of technology past consumer grade stuff.
Well, if that's not a red flag. No, I'm not seeing anything. Sparkles.
Okay, I know it's here. I don't remember ever hearing anything about being shut down. I can check the shadow net. Huh?
Yeah, you got people skills.
All right, I'll go flirt with the guy. Just
There
go look
you
around.
go.
Find somebody to flirt with and figure it out.
All right. So you see a bunch of like your cliche, like comic-y, nerdy guys. A couple of them are heavier set, of all different like meta types. A couple of them are the heavier set. A lot of them are like the skinny, pasty. You walk up to them, they kind of stutter and look away. Like, you know, they're socially awkward. They hang out here because they can.
Okay, well, my best friend's a nerd, so she's gonna ask Silver first. She's gonna
Bunch of
ask Silver.
fedora tipping neckbeards.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Roll Silver's loyalty rating, please.
3 hits.
3 hits.
Which the text message is gonna be like, "Yo, Silver, isn't there a Decker bar called Alt F4?"
There's a moment as you see the ... then it stops, ... then it stops. Then you literally see her pop up in your AR, and she is in her avatar, and she is floating there. You can tell that she is half distracted as one hand is typing away off to the side. She looks at you. Why are you looking for Alt F4?
It's a job. I'm here. He needs a decky place. How do we get into it? It just looks like a game shop.
Well, you pay for some time at one of the LAN. You go and you want to find the most beat up, old piece of Drek keyboard you can find. Press Alt F4 and type in the username that they give you.
Okay, go buy a thing of LAN and Alt F4 password. Cool.
Anything else?
No?
Okay, gonna go finish killing some guys. She blips off, leaving just a trail of digital.
Alright, she's gonna go up to the cash register guy.
As you walk up, he looks up from what looks like a pretty thick manga and raises an eyebrow at you.
Wanna buy some LAN time?
Alright. Any particular game you looking to play?
She's gonna list whatever Silver's favorite game is.
There's a moment, raises an eyebrow and goes,
Yeah, okay. That'll be 15 million.
Pay it.
He writes down a long screen name and hands it to you.
Thanks. She'll go over to Dexter and, without saying anything, just grab him by the pocket and drag him with her.
You ain't gotta slap me with a wet mop. I'll go with her.
Oh, sorry, I was yelling. Alright, she's gonna go find the most ratty, horrible, beat up piece of Drek keyboard there is.
As you are walking through the keyboard or seeing all these like kind of cubicle-esque LAN stations that are clearly like just for people to plug in their decks into. It's basically just giving them a solid connection. You eventually find this keyboard, this computer. It's an old tower computer that the white has turned more of this ebony color. It has an actual power switch, an old monitor that actually hums and has a weird sound when it powers up. And the keyboard you can't read the numbers on it anymore. It is that old.
Can she figure out what the Alt and F4 key is?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, good. She'll hit Alt F4 and then type in that long screen name.
After you finish typing everything in and you hit enter, you hear and the table underneath, you can see a little bit of light coming up from what looks like a hidden trapdoor.
Alright, that's dope as hell.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking cool.
There you go, I got you in!
Thank you.
Do you need us to come down there, or is it just gonna be weird?
It's not gonna bother me any. It's entirely up to you.
She'll look around and see if there's any hot orcs or trolls hanging out up here.
Not really.
Yeah, okay. I'll go let the boys, or she'll send a text message, just not yelling across the place, being like, "Yo, come back to the back where the LAN thing is if you want to come hang out in this Decker bar. If not, I'll be down with Dexter."
No, I'm down to go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll go down there since we're working.
Cool. Whole party's coming. I'll let you climb down first. I'll wait for the boys.
All right. So I'm climbing down.
As you climb down this, what feels like a rickety ladder, you realize that it's actually pretty well built. As you get down probably a good story climb down, you look around and now you realize why you weren't detecting. You passed through something that felt like a Faraday field.
Nice.
As you look around, this has got to be the most high-tech bar you have ever. Bartenders are holographic. There are private stations. There are deckers everywhere. And these are all retired deckers. Some of them are clearly working jobs in their cities. And there is just a feel about this. It has that perfect green hue of the lights that help with the eyes. There's water and food and IVs for those who are doing long stays in the Matrix. This has got to be one of the best designed Decker bars.
Well, I'm impressed. This is the best Decker bar I've ever been into.
While hopping down next to him. Awesome. I know nothing about Decker bars.
This place is just cool. Look at it.
I mean, the lighting's dope, and the AR is kind of cool too.
Look at the bartender.
Looking.
They are holographic hard lights, so they can actually pour drinks and interact with people, but that means that they are not people.
Dude, that's what's up.
Yeah, this place is pretty dope.
As you are standing there, a door opens up to the side of the bar, and you see a completely chromed out elf. He is walking up and is loading up a couple of things, and he sees you and gives you a nod.
I'll nod back and approach.
As you approach the elf, he kind of looks at your deck for a moment. He's like, "Nice deck. You new in town?"
Fairly new, at least on the working scene.
You ever been here before?
Nope, first time. Gotta say it. This place, top notch.
Yeah, it's not bad. Could do for some upgrades here and there. Nothing I can't handle though. So, I'm guessing running?
Pretty much. Doing some recon for a run.
Alright. So, here's how it works. 15 union that you pay gets you in. Depending on the security level is what you're gonna pay for access. If the heat gets brought down on me, you're the first one I throw under the bus if it is tracked to you.
Sounds fair.
Alright.
So I can give you a fake name and address to send them to, right?
No, if they come kicking down this door, yeah, you're screwed. But,
alright.
What are you looking to do? Without giving too many details, what are you looking to do?
I need to get into a security system. Park and deck.
I can set you up with a premium package. Should be what you need to at least get through some of the noise, but I don't know who you're hacking, and I honestly don't fracking care. But at least get you started. So,
perfect.
That'll be 100 million.
Done.
Alright, so he walks over, presses a button, and you see one of the booths light up a blue, letting you know which one to go to. If you want anything to eat or drink, AR display, you can order anything there. Bartenders will get to you.
Then I'll get it taken care of over there.
He walks off.
Alright, making my way to the blue light.
So these are definitely rigged up for long-term time in the Matrix. They lean back. There's that, you can set perfect temperatures for comfortability, things of that nature. As you sit down, a port opens up to plug into your deck to give you access to the Matrix.
Okay. Yeah, I'll plug in.
Okay. What is the rest of the team doing?
Good
Are they actually serving drinks here?
Yeah, it's a full bar. Full, food and drink and IVs. It's designed for deckers to literally live here.
All right, and he said he's full decking. So are you able to see anything, or are you out?
If he is going full deck, he is past the fuck out.
All right, bet. I am getting a nice, good drink, fancy mimosa, cocktail, whatever, girly and delicious. And then I'm going to take out some eyeliner or lipstick and start drawing on Dexter's face.
I'm gonna grab a coffee. I'm gonna go watch this while trying not to laugh.
Oh, you should get one for him too, so he can have more good ideas.
All right. If I was paying any kind of remote attention, I mean, I know he was going after some plum sake, cold something or another, but I don't know. I'm just gonna get him whatever I ordered myself.
Okay.
So it's probably a Bahama Mama or something.
It's a lot of soy-based stuff. It's cheap alcohol, but it's good tasting.
That's all I care about. But I am definitely drawing a flower, but there's a penis base to it. Yeah, all over his face. Giving him some little roses on his cheeks.
Hey, you should add a little more shadow to his. Bring out his eyes, man.
Oh yeah, decking him up.
Alright, I'm gonna wait till he gets back and then close out this episode.
Which, by the way, for visuals, the way I am doing this is straddling him and drawing directly on his face. Almost as if you looked over and you didn't see me actually holding, like I said, some eyeliner in my hand. It would look lewd.
Thanks for the visual.
You're welcome.
Can't take Sparkles anywhere.
Nope, you can't take me anywhere. And then afterwards, I'm going to literally hop off, kick back, kick my hooves up on the table and wait.
How long do you think it'll take him before he notices?
As you plug into the Matrix and the world kind of digitizes around you, it's a little different than the normal entering of the Matrix. It feels more secured. You can almost feel yourself logging into a back door and then exiting onto a secure Matrix link. The world in here, you almost feel like you are inside a conduit, pulses of information whizzing past you before you enter into the Matrix proper. And as you enter into the Matrix proper, we will end this episode here. The attendant and our nondescript elf friend stare at each other for a moment as they have sat there and listened to the broadcast. There is just a uncomfortableness in the air as they're not sure what exactly happened. As the attendant starts to continue to ring out, the nondescript elf stares at a speaker in disbelief. Normally this broadcast only comes across his earbuds. Maybe he's not actually crazy. Maybe this broadcast is actually there. There's something more that's going on. As the attendant gets ready to hit the total button, there's the static that echoes. Well, it seems as if our runner friends have run across an old friend of mine. That's Airwave, that, by the way, that guy who runs that Alt F4. He's the one that taught me how to do a couple of the things I do. Got me my first board, taught me the ropes. You know, he used to be one hell of a decker back in the day. But then he got all chromed up, and I haven't seen him in, well, God knows how long. But based on the sounds like he's doing himself some pretty good. But, makes you wonder what else is got hidden in that little bar of his. Speaking of hidden, seems as if our Deco friend is heading into the Matrix to find out exactly what he needs to do to make sure the team can survive this run. This wasn't just a simple B&E, it seems like. It might get a lot harder before it gets any easier. Well, the lights are flashing, which means my time is up. So, don't forget, my friends, stick to the shadows. Always keep your gun loaded, and never make a deal with a dragon. This is Etta Sparks, and I am signing out.
Hey everyone, Nightland here, co-creator of What the Dice, and player of Sparkles for Season 2, to do some thank yous here at the end of our episode. First and foremost, I would like to thank each and every single one of you for listening. We would not be here today without you, and I do mean that sincerely. We never thought we would get this far, and knowing that there's someone out there, yeah, I'm talking to you, the one with the earballs listening right now. If it wasn't for you guys and us knowing that you're actually here and enjoying what you're listening to, we wouldn't have kept going, and it genuinely fills our heart with joy, and I want to make sure that we tell you every single time at the end of these episodes. We are eternally grateful. Second, we would like to take a moment to thank all the things that we use in our day-to-day What the Dicey ways. First up, Epidemic Sound for our sound effects and music, Podbean for being our host, Foundry VTT, and Forge VTT for creating their virtual tabletop gaming applications and services, Craigbot for our recordings, Catalyst Game Labs for Shadowrun, which is the current system we are running. And with that, if you can spare a moment of effort and want to help us out, the best thing that you can do is honestly, tell a friend, share us, drop a link in a Discord somewhere that you're a part of, or take that 2-second effort of hitting a like, hitting a follow, giving us a star rating, Whatever the button is on whatever it is that you're listening to us on goes a long way in helping us fight that horrible algorithm monster. Also, the Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in the connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to What the Dice to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary material for the promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with What the Dice in any official capacity whatsoever.